Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now for the good of Toyotathon.
Oh, okay.
An absolute San Francisco legend. A man who is goes from Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft, to holy hell, this man is the key to the future of one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock. Woo! Come on, Brock.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Brock. I was wondering.
Cool jacket.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Cool.
Yeah, we didn't know what he was here for, and then we saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe. That's cool.
That's a good jacket.
Maybe.
That's a good jacket, and that is like kind of in the Brock Purdy line of clothes that you would wear right on a regular basis.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna go get whatever my wife gives me, but when it's got Toyota on it, it makes it even better.
Wait, wasn't there a John Deere deal you did as well? Did
100%.
you?
Still got it, baby.
That's when we knew.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah, bleed green.
Oh,
Amen.
Hey, you're damn right.
Amen.
I mean,
Love
some
it.
people come in with Kubota and the other.
Not on this show.
No, not on this show ever. That's why when you signed with John Deere, we thought it was a big deal. They don't just put that deer on anybody, and obviously your story is one that is incredible. Why Toyotathon? Is it just because you dominate during those times of the season?
Yeah, holiday season, good football, and then some great deals with some Toyotas, man. So Toyotathon.
What's your favorite Toyota that you drive around? Rob Ford, the Camry. What is the?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with just about any of them, but I think
Well
this-
said. Amen. Well
Sequoia.
done.
Tundra,
Like
the
the
Tron,
Deere.
the Sequoias.
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh yeah, Sequoia,
Sienna,
Tundras.
Camry.
That's right. Okay. You
Yeah.
guys are on it.
Yeah.
We love
Toyotathon. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
come on, man.
It's a good time. It's a
right.
great time for the year. Let's talk about you becoming a fixture of this city and obviously Santa Clara and everything over here. You go from Iowa State irrelevant to this superstardom out here now. I assume life's vastly different for you here in San Francisco now. And what is it like being a made man in a city that is so storied with history whenever it comes to football?
Oh yeah, it's been awesome. Obviously coming from Arizona to Ames, Iowa to now San Francisco, where the history of sports here, man, with football, basketball, baseball, you name it, and just how welcoming they've been. And obviously you come in and there's a high standard. You got to win and do your job. So I mean, obviously with Shanahan and the boys, I've had a lot of good guys around me to help me where I'm at. And obviously I want to bring number 6 in. For the Niners and the organization. So, I mean, that's the goal. But everyone's great here. Love it.
Okay, you get hurt. Mac Jones comes in, plays pretty well. I'm going to be honest, we are a part of it. I don't know if you heard it from us, but I don't like that we were, because I feel like we were a part of the Purdy train very early in this entire thing. Mac Jones comes out, has success. I start thinking to myself, I think a lot of people started going, hold on, is Kyle Shanahan about to do it again? Because that was who he initially wanted to draft, yada, yada, do it. You come in after that, and it felt like your play was the best that you have ever. Is that an accurate depiction? Like, why do you think whenever you came back in there, it was a different level? Sitting back, rehabbing injury help you? Like, why do you think you kind of hit your stride in the way that you did?
Yeah, I mean, even before the season, I wanted to come in and play my best brand of ball. Year 4, I felt like, pretty hungry to do that. And, we go into Seattle week 1 and we win the game and obviously deal with the toe thing. It's like, come on. But I don't know, man, maybe that was God's way of, having me sit back and see, the big picture with everything and see another quarterback, have Matt come in and how he ran the system and learn from him. And, and how Kyle calls plays. I thought it was pretty good for me to sit back. Obviously, I wanted to be out there and to help my team win. But and then when I did come back, it was like, the chip's back on the shoulder, man. And you got to go, and you don't know if tomorrow is ever going to be granted, man. You got to go and take it every game, every week. So I don't know. I feel like I just came back, played hungry, and it was a good little stretch we had.
I like to get a perspective shift in that particular way, as opposed to like a full season. You get a few weeks where you kind of, are excited to be back out there. What is it about you in this system? Because we act like we talk about it. Well, it's your decision making, it's your accuracy. Like, why do you think you fit so well into the system? We asked Christian Mcafee the same question earlier, and he talked about how everybody blocks downfield. For you, why do you think the Shanahan system is so good for you?
I feel like, Kyle does a really good job with teaching the quarterback that his system, there's a way to playing it. You play on time, you play within a rhythm, and more than anything, he teaches the quarterback to play efficient. If it's not there, on your second hit, you're back here to your outlet, stay on the field, stay ahead of the chains. I don't know. So he's definitely helped me, take my game to the next level as a quarterback and how I see the game. And I don't know, man, I think the play caller and the quarterback, those are probably the 2 most vital things on offense when it comes to, leading the offense. There's so many other things that go into it, but having him has helped me, come into and be a professional quarterback.
What are you, year 4, you just said there. When Patrick Mahomes went on the barbershop, you said it wasn't until like 2.5 years or 3 years or something like that. I forget. When he started understanding what the hell the defenses are doing.
Yeah.
For you, it feels like as a 7th round pick, let alone the last pick, you're going to have very elite other things to keep you around. Was it understanding what's going on defensive side? How quickly were you able to figure that out? And was there a moment where you're like, okay, I think I got a pretty good grasp on what defensive coordinators are going to do to me?
I feel like that's still a thing, I'm learning and trying to get a better grasp on. But I will say, when I first got in, it was all about, our plays, how Kyle coaches the quarterback, playing on time. And it didn't matter what coverage it was. I know what the play call is. I know I'm throwing this on plant. My first hitch is here. My second hitch is here. So it was almost like playing robotic, but it was good. It gave me like a guideline to play in. But then as I've played, it's like, all right, I need to start understanding coordinators and why they're calling coverages, and expect when we cross the 50 here on 2nd and long, you're going to get some kind of pressure, so be ready to throw hot. There's things like that I can start piecing together, and Kyle can help remind me throughout the week. I feel like, in year 4, I had a pretty good feel on it. 3rd downs, red zone, different coverages. I feel like I had a better feeling of it. Obviously, defenses nowadays, man, they're going to be doing so much. You guys probably saw that Kirk Cousins thing. You're not always going to know what they're in, and that's, props to them. The coordinators are drawing up stuff, but at the end of the day, how can I be efficient? Have an idea, but within our system, just play quarterback, be on time, and stay on the field.
How do you feel about the big bad wolf, Mike McDonald, coming to town? How do you feel about it? Honestly, that defense, they are potentially historic if they go on to win and obviously have a title in it all. And it doesn't feel like that's leaving. Obviously, like Kyle Shanahan with you on the offensive side for the Niners, the offense is never going to leave. The Los Angeles Rams with McVay, we assume offense is going to be great. McDonald, defensive guy with that. How does that feel whenever he shows up? And what is their defense so good at as somebody that played against him obviously multiple times?
Yeah, man, obviously they're well coached. Got a lot of respect for him, what he did in Baltimore and then coming over here. In Seattle. So, I think just across the board, they're sound. They don't do a lot of exotic things, but what they do, they're very well coached, and, they got a really good front that can put pressure on the quarterback, stop the run, and then on top of that, they play obviously predominantly 2-shell, so they take away the explosive plays downfield. So it's a really well coached defense. It is tough. But, we went in there week 1, we got it done, so it's not to say all right, oh my gosh, we can't do it. Definitely can. So they're a rival, but it's going to be fun going against them year after year.
I do like you Niners guys. Yesterday we were talking to Fred. So, this is an interesting year for the AFC West. Next year will be the exact same as you guys know.
What do you say? He said anomaly?
It's an anomaly year. Okay, Niners, though, still, let's make sure we're... very good defense. Big Bad Wolf, certainly. Already got... Okay, let's make sure we understand what's going on here. AJ has a question for you, Brock.
Yeah, I guess you and Kyle, how the relationship has grown, but also, he's in your helmet, he's in the speaker. Are you a guy that likes a lot of information? We've talked to different coaches and players. Some guys want to break the huddle super early, and the coach is giving them some little tidbits at the line before it cuts off at 15. What's Kyle like with you, and I guess has that changed over time?
Yeah, he's done a good job with, he tells me the plays, and then lets me go. And there's some things that, he'll tell me beforehand, hey, remind JJ on this to cut down a split and to look hot. If
is that as you're walking to the line, or you're standing
That's usually
surveying?
That's usually right before the huddle, right before I walk in the huddle and say the play. He's done a good job with when I walk up to the line, not being in my ear, letting me play clear. He's done a really good job with that. And obviously at 15 seconds, play clock, the headset cuts out. But he's done a good job with that. He is a competitor, so there's times, if I'm making a bad read or don't do my assignment, I'm going to hear it from him, immediately. But
hey, that was the right play call, prick. Okay. Yeah.
We had the look, Brock. What are you doing? There's stuff like that. But I appreciate it because, 1, he's real about it. 2, he's a competitor, and I'm the same way. I'm telling myself the things that he's yelling at me if I make a mistake. But he's also does a good job of, make the right play, make the right read. He builds you up.
Does he remind you to dance after you score? You were kind of getting it.
Yeah, he reminds me how bad of a dancer I am.
No.
Kyle.
He's wrong.
I don't think that was accurate. There's a lot of people trying to bury you because I think you dress the way you dress that they don't think you'd be able to move a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like you've practiced that and it was good.
100%.
And you, okay.
Yeah, no, I just build off it. Yeah, I think my Dougie can still get a little bit better, but Kyle will say in team meetings, he's like, "Yeah, Brock's doing whatever that cringe thing is." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
He's trying to look cool,
I hit it
isn't
pretty
he?
good.
He's trying to look cool. Yeah, there are a lot of people saying that. I think you nailed it. D-Bud has the last question for you. We know you got to get out of here.
Yeah, what was this week like for you preparing for the Super Bowl? Obviously, you try to make it like any other game. I asked Matt Ryan early, what was it like for him preparing with Shanahan? Obviously, you want to be here again, but if you can go back, what was the week like, and was it anything that you would do differently if you end up here again?
I thought it was cool. You know, you have 2 weeks to prep. Usually that first week you're where you're at, so we were here, and you get all your prep done that week. And so the second week you can clean up all the little details, but I mean, you guys see it. There's a lot of media. There's a lot of things that you got to do throughout the week, so it's a little different. It can throw you off with your prep and whatnot. But I feel like, you know, we did a good job with getting the first week done. And so that week 2, you handle all the fiasco, and then you got to go play on Sunday and perform and win. We went to overtime. Like, you got to be locked in. So I don't know. Maybe if, you know, we get back, I would that second week still have a better idea of handle the media, but lock into, you know, prepping and getting ready for the big game.
What were you doing? Saying too much to the media? They were burying you for a long time. You were ass. Yeah. People were saying you were ass cheeks.
Yeah, bro.
There was a lot of ass cheek talk about you.
Yeah, there was a lot.
When you were dicing. Like, you were doing shit that we never seen.
Yeah, no, it's all good.